Do you stand by what you said this morning? If
Absolutely.
Paul Ryan can't endorse Donald Trump, then he's not fit to be Speaker.
Absolutely. We're talking about a previous vice presidential candidate. Many of us were out there, working to help get him elected. We're talking about the current Speaker of the House, which by definition makes you a leader in this party. This is no longer about being against Donald Trump. This is now about being against the voters. And if you're not with the voters of your party, that is a problem.
Can I ask you this? Did you clear what you said with Mr. Trump? This how he feels?
No, I didn't say that's how Mr. Trump felt. I was asked how I felt. And
right.
this is really important, Chuck. Here's the thing. 2 cycles we have been through this. This is not anything new to the Republican voter. The leadership of our party has been against us for a very long time. Now we have a candidate that can do all the things that these GOP suits and geniuses have been saying for a long time, bringing in new voters, having crossover appeal, being able to put states in play. That's Donald Trump, and they've gone out of their way to stop him.
Does it help you at all that Paul Ryan announced that he's invited Donald Trump to address the House Republican leadership? That looks like, is that an olive branch? Do you consider that an olive branch?
Well, I should hope so. We're hearing a lot of things, but a lot of things are going on behind closed doors, just as you mentioned in your opening. But this is how it's always been. You have a nominee, the party comes together, and we support that nominee. At least that's how it was for the rest of us. The one time they don't get their guy, they want to take their ball and go home, and that is not right. It's bad for the party. The one thing we should all be united in right now, today, is defeating Hillary Clinton.
If Mr. Trump comes up short, do you believe that this week could be damaging enough that it could cost him the general election?
No, I don't, because Mr. Trump is not going to come up short. I do think the party is going to come together for the common good of the country, even if we don't have some of the old guard backing Mr. Trump. We do not have the same policies as the Bushes or even as a Paul Ryan. They tout conservatism and limited government, but they just gave each other high fives on passing $1 trillion omnibus bill. That's very different, but we should be able to come together on stopping Hillary Clinton.
Let me ask you this. It sounds like in some ways you look at this rejection by many of these establishment-like figures, the Bushes, Lindsey Graham, temporarily at least, right now Paul Ryan, as almost like a badge of honor.
Well, it does go to show many of those who have been on the outside of politics for a very long time. It's just further proof that Donald Trump is not a member of the establishment. He's not a part of that network, and he does want to fight against it in the best interest of the American people.
So why work with him at all?
Because we should be able to work with everyone. We don't have to agree on everything, and that is the point here. And that's the point I've been making all day. You have these establishment Republicans who have not been governing as conservatives. The Republican Party has not governed conservatively since 1989. But yet the rest of us, we have gone along for that ride. We have fought through the primaries, and when we have lost, we've come together, we've backed John McCain, and we've backed Mitt Romney, and now they can't do the same. And if they can't hold up to their own standard, this is less about Donald Trump and more about them.
If Paul Ryan doesn't come on board, do you think he should still be the chairman of the convention?
I mean, that's his role as being Speaker of the House. I don't know how he would deal with that. That's probably a better question for him.
And then let me ask you this way. He has a primary. There are a few conservative activists that are trying to help his primary opponent for his House district. Is that something you would recommend Mr. Trump doing as well if for some reason Speaker Ryan didn't endorse him?
No, not at all. We are focused on becoming the next president of the United States. Mr. Trump is going to get out there. He's going to campaign. He's going to help Republicans in the Senate and in Congress to put out his vision to make America great again. This is not about even the party politics anymore. Mr. Trump is the presumptive nominee. It is time to come together and get behind Mr. Trump so that we can win in November.
So he would prefer to see Paul Ryan stay in Congress and stay as Speaker of the House.
Absolutely. Mr. Trump is not out to get anyone here. The only thing Mr. Trump wants to do is to be able to put himself in a position as president to push pro-American policies, a common sense foreign policy, and fix the economy.